Ladies and gentlemen, I've been living in the DC area for 24 years, but I've never seen anything like this. Now, we've been hearing about the Canadian wildfires, and you see, like yesterday, it hits New York, and it turns the entire city of New York into orange because of the Canadian wildfires. And now it hits the DC area today. Now, you see Capitol Hill, you see the orange haze around Capitol Hill in the skies. I mean, this is for the first time that the entire East Coast seeing orange, having orange hazes in the sky. And it disturbs me. And I'm looking at it right here, right now. You can see it live right here in Washington D.C. And this is basically disturbing. You know, when you have stuff like this, when you have orange haze, that means hazardous conditions is happening. And obviously, you can see Capitol Hill looking like this. I've never seen it in my life. And I used to live in the DC area for 24 years, and I've been through a lot in living in the DMV, but never like this. And now in New York alone, it's worse than it is in DC right now. But in New York, yesterday, it was all orange. You can see in New York, you see the Brooklyn Bridge, the Hudson River. You see basically you see all the entire city of New York in orange because of the Canadian wildfires. Now you're looking at live coverage of Washington D.C. as we speak. You're looking at live coverage of Capitol Hill, and as you can see that. It's turning orange in the sky. It's turning orange because of the Canadian wildfires. And it looks to me that ever since the Canadian wildfires happened, you see the entire East Coast turning orange in the sky, like orange haze in the sky. And the biggest concern that I have right now is that the hazardous conditions. What will people feel walking out, in the sky with an orange sky? Like I said, I haven't lived in the DC area for 24 years. I've been through September 11th, been through the anthrax attacks, been through, the DC snipers. I have never in my life. I'm living in New Mexico right now, but all the years I lived in the DC area for 24 years, I have never seen anything like this. Anything. And basically, you see the bottom of the skies here. The American flags keep flying, and this is a live coverage, by the way. This is live coverage. There's no stoppage on this video that I'm doing, but this is basically live. That happening in my city. You can see it live, and it's shocking. I've never in the last 24 years, ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen Washington D.C. looking like this. And the question I would like to ask, is that now. What's going on with the government buildings? Will they close down for the day? Will they close down because of the orange haze, or because due to the hazardous conditions? We don't know at the moment. We don't know. But this is very serious, as you can see. I've been walking around Capitol Hill 24 years. I used to live there. I've never seen anything, and I repeat, I have never seen anything like this. And remember, I went through 9/11. I went through the DC snipers, the anthrax attacks in the post office in Kersey and Morris, but never like this. And the video that I saw yesterday, how New York turned into orange because of the Canadian wildfires. I've never seen any, I told you I've never seen anything like this in my life. And I'm watching it live as we speak, y'all. I'm watching it live. It hurts. It really hurts me because we don't know if this because of the orange haze. I don't even know if this is really hazardous. We don't even know if it's hazardous. This is basically Washington D.C. as we speak. This is concerning. It's scary. Obviously, this is a really scary situation that we're seeing right now. And look, and again, like I'm my heart is breaking. It's like the entire East Coast is turning orange due to the Canadian wildfires. The entire East Coast is orange, got orange haze. Yesterday, like I said, yesterday you see New York, you see the Brooklyn Bridge, the Hudson River, all the areas of New York turning orange, and now it's happening today in DC. It's happening today, and it's live. We see it live, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't no just videos or recording everything else. You can see it live right now. Now here in New Mexico, I getting used to now wildfires here. This is nothing new here. With the wildfires going on in New Mexico, and possibly we see orange sky here. We see a lot of orange skies in New Mexico, probably because of the Arizona wildfires or the wildfires in Montana. We used to that here, but not in the East Coast, not like New York, or like DC. And again, like we have never experienced anything like this, never. I'm just blown right now. I'm just literally blown, ladies and gentlemen. Because with me living in the DC area for 24 years, again, I've been through the 9/11 attacks, the DC snipers, the anthrax, even the earthquake. We never had an earthquake in the DC area experienced an earthquake. And we're experiencing a little bit of like Hurricane Isabel, which is Tropical Storm Isabel, but we experienced in that. But we have never, in my years, and look, it's now starting to turn orange now. You see, DC is right now starting to turn orange as we speak. This is starting to get like New York. We have never experienced anything like this. We haven't. You know, the sky, this is what's so concerning about, you know, both cities like New York and DC with this orange haze. You know, this is concerning. So we're looking at live coverage right now in Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. as we speak. We're looking at live coverage of now what looks like is the orange haze, and looks to me that the sky is about to turn orange in Washington D.C. like it did in New York yesterday. So it's just kind of scary. And again, like postal workers, government workers, are they, due to this, are they going to decide to take off due to this weather, because they don't want to go outside, and because it's hazardous because of Canadian wildfires? They don't want to risk. They basically don't want to risk their health, because most of the people there has a lot of health issues. They don't want to risk it. So, if you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. You're looking at live coverage of Washington D.C. right now. My hometown. I've been in Washington D.C. for 24 years. You know, until I moved to Tennessee, then I moved to New Mexico. But ladies and gentlemen, I have never experienced anything like this. Not in New York, and not in Washington D.C. So you see the flags flying at each other. You see that right now. But ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of scary. My mom still lives in the DC lives in DC area, lives in Maryland. I have friends that still lives over there. This is concerning. This is really concerning. Um, I don't know what they're going to do with the federal governments now. Are they going to close down for the day? We don't know for sure. We don't, because we have never experienced anything like this. We have never experienced nothing like this. So we watching this live. This is not a video that I copy and paste. This is real life. This is real life, and it's concerning. I'm watching it live as you and me is speaking right now. I'm watching this live coverage of this orange haze from the Canadian wildfires, and it's hurting. It's concerning because people who has poor health may not even stand this. It may not even stand this. This is just basically scary at the moment. So I hope and we're just watching it live like you and me, and we're gonna see what happens until this comes to an end. But ladies and gentlemen, this is basically concerning. This is very scary. We're looking at it live, and the Capitol Hill is turning or is going to turn orange because of the Canadian wildfires. And again, we definitely used to it here in New Mexico. We have wildfires from either, if they have Arizona, they have wildfires, and we see the orange stuff here, or like dark orange here, or you see a Montana wildfire landing here. Here in New Mexico, we get used to it, but in the East Coast, we never get used to that over there. They never experienced anything like this in the East Coast. Not all the years that I used to live there. It's scary. So we're still watching it live, ladies and gentlemen, and it's really scary that I'm looking at Capitol Hill and about to turn orange. This is scary. This is really, really scary right now. I'm sending the prayers to the people like in New York and now DC that are experiencing the orange haze and some hazardous conditions. Because now the East Coast have been going through a lot. It has, and now it happens again. Like this is wild. This is really, really wild. So we're looking at this live. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next video. This is License signing off. Deuces.